Okay, everybody. We're going to go into this dice game. Tron Bet. See, a lot of stuff's coming up. Slots, poker, everything else. But right now, we're going to do this dice game. So, basically, you just decide whether you're going to roll over or under. And you can slide this little indicator and you can change your odds. All right, so I keep it on over and 50. And here is all the parameters. This is how much Tron I'm working with. This is the payout based on a bet of 10. The multiplier, the win chance. And I just want to show you how I use this system. Now here's my legacy bets. You can see I have some long runs of losses, and I have some pretty scary bets I make to get back on top. So let's see how this game goes. So the first thing I do is set it up for, let's say, 1 hour of me not having to make confirmations. They redesigned the UI, and so not everything can fit on the screen as well as it used to. But here we go. Okay, so there's the first loss. So the first thing I do is I double over to 40. Let's let that roll. My goal tonight, I want to hit 62,000. I have to keep 60,000 in there because, quite frankly, this martingale system, which is an insane system that will make you lose all your money, requires you to have deep pockets at times. Okay, so we hit there. So I just always go back to the minimum. Now I call this a progressive martingale system, and I'll show you what that means in a little bit. There's two major modifications I make, and really the only way that you really make money at this system is I have to lose some. So if I go into a long run of back and forth wins, you really won't see the progressive system, except for right there. You see me go from a 10, where a normal martingale I would just double to 20, but I just go all the way up to 40. And then I even progressive from there, you'll see. However, the more you go up early, the more painful it is when you get 8 or 9 losses in. 10 losses and I'm making a 20,000 bet. That's tough. Okay. Tron Network had 2 million transactions last night. It's been a few weeks since that happened. If you got your coins staked, you probably noticed you had more payout than usual. That's because we peaked above 2 million again. As things get busier and there's more blocks being processed, especially like when BitTorrent comes online, you'll see the daily transactions go really high. See, right now we're just kind of stuck on rolling. This is we're literally waiting on the blockchain. Okay, there it is. I won again. All right. Where did we start at? Like around 61.5, a little bit higher than that. So here's my record. Okay, we got a loss. Sometimes it'll go a long time. I'll go back and forth. Lose the 10, win the 40. Lose the 10, win the 40. Oh, there's a loss. Okay, so now I go up to 80, except I go ahead and move it to 85. And we lost that one too. Okay, so my next bet, go up to 170, except I take it to 175. So that's what I mean by the progressive. I do the martingale, but I also add just a little bit. Boom, I hit. Okay. So now we're at right on the cusp of 61.7. Now, there is a school of thought, and often I'll do this. If I lose so many times in a row, I kind of bet that I'm going to win twice in a row. And so instead of going all the way down to 10, I'll half my bet. And I'll roll again. Now, I'm doing this for demonstration. I don't think I lost enough times to warrant doing what I just did, but let's see. Well, it paid off for me. All right, now I'm going down to the minimum. So as you can see, I mean, I'm at 61,787. It adds up quick. Okay, double again, go to 40. So I kind of did this live stream because I'm showing a friend of mine that it's possible to win on here. I've had a pretty good run here lately, just using this system. It's almost like grinding out Tron, but quite honestly, I'm grinding out 1,000 to 2,000 Tron a day doing this. And we won again. All right, and so what's really cool is when you're grinding out Tron like that, you're also earning the ante coins. And as you can see, my daily payout's now 55 Tron a day because I have 148 ante froze up. And 100% of those are gained from gambling rewards. I have not bought a single ante. All right, let's go again. Can't hardly see everything on the same screen. Okay, that's a loss. So let's go up to 40. So I kind of make these like short-term goals for myself, which reminds me of how I used to play blackjack. Nearly 20 years ago, I lived in a casino for a year in Las Vegas. I was on a project. I'm not a complete degenerate, and I lived in a casino, and so I played learned a lot of games. I really honed my gambling then, but I played a lot of blackjack, and one of the most powerful things I learned was not to play for a long period of time. Like, if you're really mentally focused and you're really trying to stay on top of the game and tune out the loudmouths and the drunks and focus on your game and try to grind out a little bit of money, I found that really about 45 minutes of intense playing was enough, and I need to stand up and get a break after that. So I kind of do this the same way. Like, I don't sit there for hours and play this, although it's enticing. I mean, look at how much you can win. But at the same time, it's a little boring. I mean, this is literally grinding, right? This is not fun betting. This is grinding out 10 Tron at a time. That's worth what, 2.5 cents each. So, you know, it feels so much bigger when I bet 1,000, but really it's not that much. But it's going to be one day. It's going to be soon. Every one of these Tron I win now are $5 bills in the future. So they're very important, every one of them. Okay. Boosting on up to 175. And I'm at 61,729 right now. So we're up a couple hundred even if I were to lose this one. The idea with the martingale is that you just keep doubling. And man, will that get you in trouble. Like, it's beautiful when, like right now, like it's only going 3 or 4 and then I win. Man, that's just pennies from heaven. Look, I'm at 61.9 now. Wait till it goes 8, 9 times losing. I get very tense. All right, what do we do? We're still rolling. Boom. we hit again. So when I hit 62, I'll call this stream done for now. I may go for another grand later tonight. This is grinding, folks. This is 10 at a time. But so I got on the chat group here on this Tron bet, and I was talking with people, and look, a lot of people mine ante. Like the only thing they use this for is the mine ante. And what they do is they slide the indicator all the way over to above 4, and they bet, and the multiplier is just barely, like, you can't hardly lose. Like, there's only a 4% chance you lose, and the whole thing is that when you lose, you're still getting credit for ante, and that's the whole goal. They're trying to get ante. And so they just leave it on auto for as long as they can, and just let it automatically, like while they sleep, while they eat, whatever, they work, they're just mining ante. And that's a lot of the traffic that's going on. And you can't blame it. Ante is an awesome coin. What is it selling for, like 35 right now? 35 Tron. And so I haven't mined at all. Only thing I've done is gambled, because I like to increase my Tron and the ante. And so I started asking them, why would you not do what I'm doing? And I had a couple people message me and tell me to shut up and stop telling people how to win, because they get higher dividends when people lose. And so they want people to come on here and lose. And I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to blow up anybody's game. I'm just trying to understand. Like, this damn site is damn near an ATM machine for me. Okay, that's it. We hit 62,000 actually. So, let me just show you all a little bit of what I do with these winnings, right? Like, the ideal is I want to keep accumulating, because you need deeper pockets to handle martingale when it gets out of hand. Tonight was a beautiful time to show y'all. I quickly, what did I start at? 61.5, so I quickly won 500. But here's what I'm doing with a lot of my returns. So, because gambling is not dangerous enough, and it's not close enough to living on the edge, I have to go to these admitted Ponzi scheme sites where I could try to get ahead of the system before the whole thing comes crashing down. But at least I'm honest about it, right? So, okay, so I buy these P3T coins. As you can see, I've got 16 of them. They're worth about 800 Tron. That has earned me about 12 Tron. And you can see that there's 13 million Tron in the game. And the buy price is 57 and the sell price is 49. So that's obviously a spread there. That spread, every time someone buys, they take that spread and they divide it out amongst coin holders, right? So the reason I have 12 Tron in here is people have bought the coin and they've distributed it. That's kind of a cool concept, but I like playing this daily ROI. All right, get a load of this statement. Get 3.33% of your investment each 24 hours forever. Okay, so I can guarantee you it pays out 3.3% every 24 hours. But the forever, folks, if it's too good to be true, it's not true. And I can tell you that this won't last forever. Basically, everybody's buying into this contract, and they're having to pay out, and the only way they can pay out is if people keep buying in. And the minute people stop buying in, this game will basically crash within about 30 to 35 days. Now, what could upset that is if some whale comes in here and drops 10 million Tron in it, it will crash sooner than that. But they have some plans. Right now, the games are daily ROI and the Tron World Domination. They're going to add a third game that specifically feeds the ROI game. Right? So we'll see how good it is. So anyway, I've got 12,000 Tron in this investment. Right? Now, that's a number that sounds like a lot, right? But let's figure out what 12,000 is times point. What's Tron at today? 0.023. That's $276. I mean, I don't have that kind of money to throw out the window, but I did throw it out this window. And so, as of right now, I got 181 Tron in there. Well, that just dropped, right? Because I pulled this out this morning already. So that's accumulated through the day. So 12,000 Tron times 3.3% gets me 396 Tron a day. That's just slightly more than what I pull from staking and freezing my coins. And I have a lot of coins. So I put the 12,000 in there. I slowly accumulated it. I started out with like 100, and then I went to 500, and man, the thing just kept paying out, so I just kept doing it, and now I'm getting 400 a day. Now, if it were to crash and go away in 30 days, in 30 days you get your money back. So every day past that is profit. So everyone kind of banks on about 5 days past a crash. That's worst case scenario, I guess. So 5 days past the crash, and I'll bank myself about 1,500, 2,000 coins past my investment. So it's not a bad deal. But the upside is this thing could keep going for a while. This thing keeps going for another month or 3 months or something. You're starting to talk about some serious returns, right? And then there's this Tron World Domination that I've been in and out of a couple times, but right now it's a little pricey for me. That's where you buy these countries. See, you can buy China for 8,796 Tron. If I were to buy that right now, the person that owns it now would get 30% more than what he paid, and then some gets distributed to the coins, some goes to ROI, and the rest goes to this pot, this 165,000 pot. So right now, you can buy one of these countries, and some of them are as cheap as 2,000 Tron, and if nobody else buys another one within 24 hours, right now the timer's at 21 hours, you get that pot. So folks, it resets every day. It resets several times a day, and no one's going to let $165,000. How much Tron is that? 165,000 times 0.023. That's nearly $4,000, folks. No one's just going to let that go away. But so here's what you want to watch for on this game. Once the prize is awarded and once the game is over with, all these will go back to 50. You can buy all these countries for 50 Tron each. And I can guarantee you, someone will immediately buy it from you. You'll get your 50 back plus 30%. And it will be a mad flurry of purchases once the game resets. There's going to be a lot of excitement about it. And the pot just grows and grows. Okay, so that's one of them that I do. And then there's this other one called Tron Double. Pretty cool concept. They're basically making it seem like it's an investment fund. They even call it that, a smart contract investment fund. And so here's all your stats. There's 2.8 million Tron in it from 576 investors. And it's been online for 9 days. Minimum deposit's 10 Tron. No need for frequent withdrawal. Yeah, I need to read all that. They're basically saying stop withdrawing. That's not good. Investment contract number 1 is Ruby. That's a 50-day contract. Wherever you put in there, minimum 10. In 50 days, you're guaranteed to get 190% of your investment back. Excuse me, everybody. Paid back 3.8% a day. The Sapphire is a 40-day contract. If you put your money in there, you get 160% back. So if you put 100 in there, in 40 days, you'd be able to withdraw 160. But it's paid out by the second, 4% daily. And then the Emerald is a 30-day contract, under 32%. So, obviously, the shorter amount of time that you're willing to put your money in, the less return you get. So a 20-day contract, the Diamond, is a 112% return. So if you put 100 in there, in 20 days you'd have 112. Because you don't get your original investment back. You only get the returns back. And then so the Ruby is a 50-day term, and you get 109% back. Okay, and then they have what's called the pink diamond, right? And that's a forever contract. So whatever you put in there, you get 3% a day, much like the P3T ROI game, and you get forever. Forever meaning as long as the contract lasts. So what I do is every time I win 500 Tron, well, I have different places that I put it. Some of it I just put back into my pot so that I've got plenty to play with. But like today I won 500. I'm not going to do it today, but I would put 125 in each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's a little bit more. That's 625. But I actually don't go into the forever one every time. I just go into the defined contract ones. And so now you're going to see all the contracts I have open. I have this one. So this one I put 100 into. It's already paid me out 25. And right now I got 2.8 I could pull because I pull from it all the time. Here's this contract. I had 100 in there. It's paid out 10. 100 in there. It's paid out 11. 100 in there. Paid out 12. So look, y'all. I've been buying a lot of these contracts. More than what I said I was going to. But like, look at this one. This one I bought for $250. It's already paid out 20. There's 7 for me now. All these contracts, right? And then here's the forever one. I've got 300 in it. I've pulled 18 out, and there's 4.5 in there. So today I could pull out 67. I haven't calculated everything up, but it seems like it's giving me about 150 a day. The other one's giving me 400. I'm getting 550 Tron a day from these two sites where I placed my winnings from playing TronBet. Affiliate links. Obviously, I don't have any affiliates, but I'm not really trying to make my money that way like the YouTube stars. I just think it's all fascinating. And then it also has a coin I was going to show you. It has the D3T, which operates on the same principle of when you buy, everybody gets a little bite, right? There's already 1.1 million in there. The token, there's already 149,000 tokens out there. And I've bought 62 tokens. No. I've bought 28 tokens. Right? And one token is worth 14 Tron. Right? So the ideal is that as the game matures, these numbers are going to go way up. On P3T, they're already at 60. So if that were to happen, my profit would double. And then on the reinvest side, I've got 7 Tron saved up, or that I could reinvest if I wanted to. Okay, and then also play this game. Sometimes it loads, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it's not going to load. I'll have to show y'all next time. I've already tried. Well, tell you what, here's what I'll do real quick. I'll exit out of here. I'll close it. I'll reload it. Relog in. Try to reload it again. And it's screwed up again. Which shows that as much as I like Tron Wallet's DApp interface, it doesn't work on all of them. So I don't think there's anything I can do. It's just not going to load right. So let me just tell you about the skyscraper game. Sometimes you only win 10 Tron, 15 Tron. The other night I won 8,000 Tron off of it. There we go. Here, it finally loaded. I won 8,000 Tron from it, y'all. It erased a lot of mistakes I made. So what happens is, it's all about building floors, right? And as you can see, the pot is only about 12 Tron right now. And it's not getting as much play as it used to. And what is that? Let me put on my glasses. Right now it's 21 floors up. And so basically whoever's the top floor wins the pot in the end, right? And then there's things, little bonuses you get, like it'll just randomly decide it. Like if you hit the 100th floor, you get a bonus and stuff like that. And like, well, you can see this. Like, the menu. Oh, so here's my profit. I've invested 8. I've got 8 shops, and I've earned 4.3. So, I'm down about 50%. But the idea is you're trying to win that final one. So here's an example of how it works. So I'm just going to throw 1 Tron at it, and so it'll build this next floor. And there's a couple things that happen, like if the floor that randomly is built is the same as the one below it, you get a little bonus. And so since this is a skyscraper building game, if you look up here where it says current name holder, Donald J. Trump, that's me. In case you're playing this and you wonder who beat you, that's me. But you know what? You can play this game by betting 1 Tron. 2 cents, y'all. And like I said the other night, I won 8,000 Tron. Let's see if I can find that one. Let's see, go to menu, because you can see the history. And you can see how the game has dwindled. See the total pot, 28, 14. Those are such small pots. But look how it was going. There's 70, 11. Let me find early in the game when people were high rolling. 87. When you win, you get to name the building too, and it's forever in the blockchain. So there's a 7,000. There's a 3,000. What is that? 21,000. I wish I could have won that one. 3,500. 17,000. It's a fun game because it's so simple. Right, so okay, well, I built a fashion on top of a restaurant, so I didn't win the big thing, but somebody else will come in there. And there's other things you can do. You can bet what the final one will be, stuff like that. But all right, okay, everybody, just wanted to show you Tron Bet, how well it works for me, and what I'm doing with some of my winnings. I'll catch y'all next time.